but one of the strongest powers. The bond between the people creates a strong connection that even death cannot pull them apart. It is as if it is at its core that people have the strength to step out of their comfort zone and have the bravery to morph into someone better than they were before. They're the people that make life worth living for, and the people you share the most valuable memories with. You strengthen this power by smiling, crying, and creating memories together. You might not say, I love you every day, but you know in your heart through their actions that they do. No relationship is without flaws or disagreements, but if something is truly meant to last, you will find a way back to each other. Any friendship will have their sad moments, their happy moments, and their angry moments.
Hey, this is my prom date. Hey, okay. Hey.
Time may not seem like it's in your favor, but only through the power of friendship can be eternity. Thank you. The difficult things about college that are not really talked about is dealing with grief during the semester. In the past couple of clips, you saw me having fun with my friends, and unfortunately, they've passed away. This piece was called The Power of Friendship, and I performed it at my best friend's sermon. It was a really difficult task because we have been friends since the 7th grade, and I was friends with the guys since the 6th grade. So just 1 year difference, but when they passed away, it had been almost a decade of friendship of us being together. I never thought that I was gonna be the person that was gonna have to talk at my friends' funerals or even their sermons. How can you imagine someone you spend every day with, the most greatest moments in life with, they're no longer gonna be with you? I have spiraled very hard into a depressive state due to not really understanding the concept of death and really how to deal with it as an adult. I had pressures of myself. I wanted to attend college and I wanted to be the best first generation college student I can be, but I wasn't in the right mindset. I ended up losing my chances at a scholarship because I couldn't maintain my GPA, even though I had attended CAPS and counseling services and really did my best to take care of myself. My average day during my depressive episodes would be trying to force myself to go to class, do homework, eat, but it kind of fell on short. I would go to the dining hall, take one bite or something, and I wouldn't finish it. I would say I'm full. I would come home and just cry and really have a breakdown because I felt like I wasn't living up to what I expected college to be. It got to a point to where I needed to call my mom up so she could help me clean up my room because I couldn't get out of my head that I was depressed and I was gonna never see them again. Self-medicating is the first sign to self-destruction. Dealing with my grief was kind of hard to maneuver because I had dealt with it before during the school year, but because I was in high school, you still have to attend class every day. You can't really take a break versus in college, you have the opportunity to do hardship withdrawal. Since I lost my scholarship and I was in a really depressive episode, clearly I wasn't thinking straight. I would get into really rough situations and it would really just be my own downfall. I started picking up habits that weren't good for me and I wasn't feeling great about myself. Like I knew I wasn't making my parents proud and I wasn't doing always the right thing, but I felt like I just had to live in the moment. I wasn't gonna have friends much longer because they were their deaths were so close to each other. One passed away the fall semester
of 2019 and then the fall semester of 2020. So I figured I wasn't gonna have my friends for much longer. I would again have to attend their funerals and their services, so I might as well live life the best way I knew how. As I was on my reckless driving habits of self-destruction, I eventually had to crash. I got into a nasty car accident where the driver was driving under the influence unknown to me, and we ended up getting into a nasty car accident where we spun around and hit the exit sign and only stopped because we hit the Mel Turnpike. This was my wake-up call to really sit down and stop scaring everyone around me because of my own spiraling actions and get the help that I needed to slow down. Overcoming my hardships of going through my depressive state was a difficult task. At one point, I had to sit down with my advisor and my mom to discuss my options due to all the damage I did on myself. I was failing a couple of classes, and we had the option of withdrawing from a class, taking a break from college through a hardship withdrawal, or dropping out. I decided to keep going, and I just wanted to drop a class, even though I had burnt myself out and was having basically a nervous. I put an enormous amount of pressure on myself to be someone that's smart, dependable, and that people can go to. But I wouldn't be this person without my mom. I suffered with anxiety and depression due to the loss of my friends and a couple of other traumatic events. And while I can perform on stage and I do a great job of becoming a better person little by little, day by day, she is the reason I overcame my depression and anxiety. I wasn't going to be able to get on stage to perform The Power of Friendship had I not had her by my side. It had been years since I wrote or created art before The Power of Friendship, and I was close to breaking down on stage due to how much I was feeling the words. There's a lot that goes into a friendship and what makes things great for both parties involved. And what makes a friendship and a mother and daughter relationship is the memories and bond that is created. I hadn't trusted myself or believed in my gift for a good chunk of time due to my anxiety and my depression bullying me out of it. And it took so long for me to be unselfish to start sharing myself with the world again. But through her standing by my side and being a mom and listening to me vent, complain, cry, break down, I was able to get through it. Like any story, I would like to wrap up mine with my future plans. My goals are still, as I continued and began with, I want to get my degree in cinematography and script writing. I want to become a woman that I needed as a kid and proud of. I want to help others deal with their anxiety, their depression, their mental health, and let their stories be known that they're not alone. You're never alone when you have friends and family and people that care about you. And no matter what you're going through, you can see it on the other end of the side. This documentary is meant to showcase special stories and get the behind scenes and real experience of college students. College might not be anything that I expect it to be, but this is my story.